Welcome back. A woman in mourning on her way home from her husband's funeral stops to help save lives in a car crash. Turns out she's a volunteer firefighter on Long Island. TV 1055's Carolyn Gusoff has this story from Kings Park.
Some might say it was the worst possible timing, but Roseanne Klepsaddle believes she was in exactly the right place at the right time. On Tuesday, moments after she laid her husband to rest.
This is what I grabbed. I just threw it over me.
She was returning from Calverton Cemetery after a funeral for her 77-year-old husband, Fred. The two shared a love for fire and rescue service. He as a Kings Park fire chief, and she a longtime ambulance tech and volunteer firefighter. En route aboard a fire truck in the funeral procession, mourners came upon a 5-car crash that closed the LIE in Islandia. A woman was trapped in a mangled car.
When you're in this type of service this many years, you react. It's on your DNA, it's in your blood.
Klepsaddle apparently has that chromosome. She pushed aside her sorrow and her dress attire and went to work, donning her late husband's fire jacket, manning the fire hoses as fellow firefighters used the jaws of life to free the driver. Responding police had to do a double take.
I could see some of the firemen telling them, and then they would point over to me and say, "And that's the widow." And they just kind of shook their heads, but they understood.
Less than a week after her husband's death, Klepsaddle says she believes the best way to remember and honor her husband's life is by getting right back to the work of saving lives.
Nothing's a coincidence.
A call to duty at just the right time. The driver, airlifted to the hospital after the rescue, is expected to recover. In Kings Park, Long Island, Carolyn Gusoff, TV 1055.
Incredible dedication there. Well, still ahead for you. We'll sit down with a couple of